Hi, my name is John Maxwell, and for the last 40 years, I've dedicated my life to creating resources that add value to people and to organizations. And I've been privileged to have worked for many of the Fortune 500 companies, organizations like West Point Military Academy, the National Football League. My work has allowed me to travel all over the world, trading and adding value to people around the world and helping them understand leadership development, team building, and effective communication. My life purpose has been adding value to others to make a difference with people who want to make a difference doing something that will make a difference in the lives of others. In the early part of 2011, I committed to a project to develop a team of coaches, trainers, and speakers who would help me expand my reach and my message all around the world. I've always known the power of influence that a team can have in helping to achieve goals and purposes together. And the person who has shared this DVD with you is one of my certified team members. They've received training from me and from my team. The programs they can offer you are the programs I have written about and shared for over 40 years through my 60 books and trainings in front of live audiences. The resources they have been certified to coach and speak about are the same programs that have added value to literally millions of other people around the world and organizations. In all of my years of study and training, I have found that the investment we make in the development of people is the greatest investment that we can make. And I hope that you will take time to explore how these programs can add value to you and to your team.
To the end, it's just beginning. Life is getting lighter while the days are getting brighter, yeah. And it's so good, I won't even worry anymore. Took all my cares, took and kicked them all out the door. Go on and try, come and tell me what you're waiting for. Move and keep them going till your life is overflowing, yeah. I do a dance of victory. Cause now I'm living good, no I'm not living like I used to be. Now talk about things, talk about my mind. Now I'm free from the words that I left behind. I gotta jump for joy and shout aloud and make a sound. Oh, the world can stop me now, no. And on the music I will ride on the beat. Play my guitar while I'm stomping my feet, yeah. I gotta celebrate life and get excited about good times and good living. Come on, shout it out, hey! Take it up, take it over, take it out of control. Today I'm praying my soul and now you got me singing, oh, hey! Oh,
Hello, my name is Greg Scott, and I'm the CEO of Great Adventure Coaching and a member of the John Maxwell Team of expert leadership coaches. I've been very fortunate over the years to be coached, trained, and mentored by my friend John Maxwell, and I'm excited to share a little bit of that wisdom with you today. So I just want to talk to you for about 5 or 6 minutes about leadership, specifically how I can help you increase and improve leadership in your organization. As you and I both know, great leaders never stop learning and growing. I love the way legendary basketball coach John Wooden put it. He said, it's what you learn after you know it all that really counts. So it doesn't matter whether you're in government or education or big business or small business or nonprofits or even faith-based institutions, there are several key principles of leadership that always apply across the board. In John's great book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, he goes into a lot of detail discussing many of those principles, but the first one he talks about is the one I want to speak to you about today. He calls it the law of the lid. The law of the lid basically states that a person's leadership ability determines their level of effectiveness. In other words, how well you lead determines how successful you will be in life. So the best way for me to teach this law is to do it visually. So I want to use my hands as a couple of visual aids today. So let's call this hand my leadership ability. This is how well Greg Scott leads. And we'll call this hand my business or my success. And just like you, I want to be more successful in life. I want my business to grow. I want my success, my impact in the world to grow. Here's what we know because of the law of the lid. As your business begins to grow, it will grow up to your leadership lid, and then it will grow no higher. Here's something that's never happened in the history of mankind. Never has there been a person who had a leadership lid that started here. It doesn't matter if it's a group or an organization or an individual person. Their leadership ability, their leadership knowledge stops here while their business success continues to grow past that and soars on into the heavens. It's never happened. It's never going to happen. It's not going to happen to you. It's not going to happen to me because it's impossible. The reason we call this a leadership lid is your leadership ability, your leadership knowledge literally is the lid on your business potential. Think of it as a jar. When you put a lid on that jar, nothing in that jar is getting out. That's the same way it is with the law of the lid. You're going to have to learn to raise that leadership lid if you're going to be able to improve your business. And the way you do that is through influence. There's something we say a lot on the John Maxwell team, and it's this: leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. So this is universal. We all have a leadership lid. Let's dig into this a little bit deeper. Let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm an average leader. Let's say I'm a 5. Now, if I'm a 5 leader, that means my business at its best is going to be a 4. It doesn't matter what city I'm in, what state I'm in, what country I'm in. It doesn't matter what kind of business I have. It doesn't matter how big a business I have. It doesn't matter if I'm self-employed or I work for somebody else. My business is a 4. That's where my lid is going to contain my business. So this is where the John Maxwell team and Great Adventure Coaching come in. We're going to help you learn to raise your leadership lid. And you can do that. Everybody can learn to raise their leadership lid. So if you improve your leadership skills and if you improve your influence with other people, because remember, leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less, then here's what's going to happen. Your leadership abilities, your leadership knowledge, your leadership lid is going to grow from a 5 to a 6 to a 7 and maybe even to an 8. Now, if that happens, what happens with your business potential, your success? It's going to grow right behind it from a 4 to a 5 to a 6 to a 7. Your business potential, your business success is always going to follow your leadership ability. Now, here's a question I get asked a lot. They say, Greg, are leaders born or made? And it's a fair question. And what they're asking me is, as I look around, I see certain people that just seem to be really influential naturally, just from birth almost. They seem to be very charismatic. People are drawn to them. They always want to follow them. And then also I look around and I see other people who don't have those abilities. They're not very charismatic. They don't have a natural influence over other people, and people aren't following them around. And so is that the way leadership works? You're either born a leader or you're not born a leader. So if you're born with it, you got it. If you're not born with it, you don't got it, and you don't get to lead. Is that the way the world works? Well, if you're asking that question, I've got good news for you. Anybody can learn to be a leader, and anybody who is leading now can learn to be a better leader. You can learn to raise your leadership lid. Now, how am I so confident about that? Because I've been doing this for 30 years. I've been teaching other people how to be better leaders. And one of the things that's awesome to me is when you get this one principle, the law of the lid. You could be kind of an average leader, but if you'll just get your mind wrapped around this one principle and put it into practice, you will raise your leadership lid. I guarantee it, because I've seen it happen for 3 decades. Okay, so let's make this teaching real practical. How exactly do you raise your leadership lid? And the answer to that is you gain more influence with more people. How do you do that? Well, you do that by adding value to other people. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So when you begin to show people that you're there to add value to them, that you're not just there to extract something from them, but you want to pour something into them, they appreciate that. That gives you influence with them. They know you're not just in it for yourself. You actually care about what happens to them. So as you gain more influence with those people, that means you're going to be able to lead more people. And the more people you're able to lead, the more you raise your leadership lid. And the more you raise your leadership lid, the greater your business potential grows. Now, maybe you're already a very effective leader, but you know what's going to take your organization to the next level? For every single leader who reports to you and all the teams that report to them to also raise their leadership lid. And that's where we come in. We want to come in and do what we do best so that you can continue to do what you do best. You need to be free to vision cast and troubleshoot and lead your inner circle, steer the ship of your organization. So if you'll invite us in, we can coach and train both individuals and teams and help everyone there raise their leadership lid to their highest potential. If you'll entrust the ongoing leadership training to us, I promise you, as a result, your business will grow and success and effectiveness will follow. I'd love the opportunity to come and speak with you soon about all the different ways we can help you reach your leadership goals for yourself and for your team. And here's my promise to you. We won't leave anything out on the field. We'll give everything we've got to help you become everything you want to be. You got my word on that. Thanks for your time. I look forward to hearing from you soon.